I don't know.
He needs to watch the fucking Before trilogy.
I know. And we're back in live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dude, we're fucking live, man.
It's been a 3-week hiatus.
But this is fucking live, right?
We're back.
And we're live.
Starting. To many people's surprises, 3 weeks off.
Yep.
There is nothing creative, funny, good, nothing in the tank whatsoever.
Not for you?
The only thing funny that I had, I burned it when we got dinner or lunch this past weekend.
Yeah.
It worked, so, I know it's funny.
Huh.
In the moment, this happens to me in my life. It's funny to me that, like, the people doing the thing don't realize how funny it is.
Yeah.
But, like, as soon as this guy said this, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to tell people.
I remember this now.
And it's just essentially, we're in the back of a cooler. I don't know him. He doesn't know me.
Yeah.
And he just starts talking to me.
He's clearly going
I
through
can't fucking believe these people. They asked for a Pepsi, and I'm like, it's right there. And they're like, I can't drink it out of the bottle. They need the can. So I go back. Who even drinks soda out of a can? It's so disgusting. The metal, the bees.
The metal, the bees. It tastes worse out of a can. The bees.
You can save the bottles. The bees don't sting you.
It was funny when you told that story because you told it to a decently sized group of people.
Yeah, about 5 people.
And you could figure out who the freaks were because they were like, well, yeah, the bees get in the cans. And they were like, the bees get in the cans. It's an issue in the summertime. And I was like, that would never be mine would be like, because I got to rip the tabs off. That shit sucks.
Sure.
Tabs get everywhere. Fucking metal. And then the bees.
I do understand what he means, but it is such a specific, that's not going to curb me from drinking canned soda.
Yeah.
I'm not running across bees so often. You can drink it inside.
Yeah, that is the funny thing is how often are these people drinking cans outside? Because
they're in a gas station, right?
Yeah.
So it's either they're drinking it in the gas station or they're going immediately to their car.
To their car, yeah.
Where it's filled with bees.
Yeah. I could see if they bought a 12-pack at a Pick and Save or something. Because then, maybe they're throwing a 4th of July party.
Really, when he told me that, I said the bees.
The bees. Yeah, man. That's beside the point. But the cans, they fucking suck.
The bees.
The bees.
And he just kept going, and I couldn't. You can't just laugh in a stranger's face when they tell you what's on their mind.
Yeah.
You have to let them.
Their hatred of bees.
It is good, man.
That is why we're having a bee epidemic now. We're fucking bee shortage. It's because that man's just out killing them all.
I know.
Trapping them inside cans and shaking them
He's got to be able to drink canned soda.
I found this fact on Twitter that I think that you'll like. Have you
will.
heard about the wolves of Yellowstone Park?
I did just read this entire thing.
Did you read that whole thing? That is nuts.
Do you want me to tell it to you?
I have it. You don't have to tell me it. I've read
Well, just
it.
summarize it.
In 1995, they released 14 wolves into the Yellowstone National Park.
The idea was to curb the population of deers.
Because there was an influx of deers at the time. They didn't, and there hadn't been wolves in the park for
40 years.
70 years.
Is it 70?
I believe, yes.
Well, look it up. Let's see who remembers it better. Somebody who had it in their hand?
There had been no wolves in Yellowstone for 70 years.
70?
Yep.
Damn, dude.
During this time.
Look at that.
During that time, deer just rapidly grew. The fucking bunch of them, they're fucking massive deers too. Yep. Huge deers.
Yeah.
They actually, some of them even turned into meese. There's a lot of,
What is meese?
Moose. Multiple. And, but because they released these 14 wolves, they had one goal in mind, which was to just lower that population of the deer. But in turn, it just completely changed the entire ecosystem of the national park. It ended up, what were all these things? The number of trees increased 5-fold. Beavers appeared and began building dams. Muskrats, ducks, and fish bred in the new ponds. Just because they couldn't eat all the deer. They lowered the population of it though, and kind of scared the deer. Like it was like even though they weren't killing them, these deer were like, oh, these motherfucking wolves. Like, and so they had to like not eat. So a lot of the deer just were like eating less and less, allowing just like other populations of animals to grow within this ecosystem, which is fucking nuts.
Because there was grass, like the mice and the bunnies came back.
Yep.
So that attracted the hawks, and then the hawks attracted because they had left
Hawks, ferrets, foxes.
It left all the extra meat because like they don't eat everything. The wolves don't eat everything. It brought the bears back.
Bears were like,
and
hey,
then
let me get those scraps.
For some reason, it affected like the river flow.
Yeah.
It stabilized the water. It stopped erosion. I don't understand why all of that happened, but yes, they don't
because of the beavers.
Oh right, the beavers.
Beavers were fucking.
The beavers came back too.
They were like, oh, more trees. Let me fucking.
All right, let's get at this. You want me to drop a fact on you?
Do you like that those? What is it with beavers that they're just like? I heard that like if you have like a pet beaver, those motherfuckers will start making dams like in your fucking like drainage.
I thought you were
pipes.
gonna make a vagina joke when you said pet beaver. You know that's a euphemism.
Yeah,
for pussy.
Pussy, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, fucking. My boss is like an old weird guy, of course.
Let me tell you something. I want to tell you something.
Actually,
you want to finish it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish
the
it.
Beaver.
What do you got?
Like that's not a joke. Like,
what's the joke?
This person was like taking care of a beaver. I saw on TikTok, and like it was like an injured beaver or something. She was like a wildlife foundation person. She kept it at her house, and while she was taking care of it, this motherfucker just loved they love building dams so much. They like went in. Like he started
into the bathtub.
He started clogging the drains in the bathtub.
Really?
Just to build a dam. That motherfucker couldn't stop it.
They can't help
They
it.
can't help it. It's in their
What
nature.
do they need it for?
I don't know. I don't know why they even build them. Like, what the fuck are dams even for? Is it just to make?
Maybe it's their home.
Maybe it's because they like being in the water and they don't like that much
river flow.
They don't like.
They just like it stabilized.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Not. Contrary to me, where I love a good old wave pool.
Sure.
You like a wave pool over like a normal pool?
A lazy river, sure.
Yeah, I love lazy rivers too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll try to dam those up too. I start fucking building dams and lazy rivers all the time. That'd be a funny thing to do, huh?
What's that?
Just bring a bunch of sticks and just start trying to create a dam at a lazy river. Next time we go to the wilderness,
it's not a bad idea.
We just drop a bunch of sticks. We just start fucking building in there.
Little children, you can use kids.
Yeah, just start
tubes,
backing them up. Yeah, I'll make a dam.
Did you see the critical video on the essentially it's a game show where they held a Korean man hostage?
No.
Excuse me, a Japanese man hostage.
Same thing.
You're right. So this is a 30-minute video that Critical made about this 1995 game show.
Yeah. Crazy that both of these things happened in 1995.
I think it's 1995. I could be whatever. Mm-hmm. It is. The premise is this is a struggling comedian. He is not famous.
Yep.
And the producers of this television show promise him, you are going to get fame, right? Here is what's going to happen. You're going to get into this room. You're going to take all of your clothes off. He already agreed to the game show because he thought he was going to. So
this was Bobby Lee.
It was Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee's Korean. So Japanese man, he takes off all of his clothes.
Korean.
And they were like, we're going to film everything, right? This is how you get out of this room. You can only stay in the room. You have to do sweepstake giveaways by mail. You have to like apply through the mail. And if you get like 1 million yen through all of the acquisitions, like rice is, 30 yen. That's 30 yen, right? You get the rice.
Yeah.
You get a bike. That's 100, whatever.
Yeah.
As soon as you get to the threshold, we'll let you out. We're going to film it all, and then we'll cut it up, and that's it.
And why is he naked?
They just, no clothes, no nothing, no food, no nothing. Just in this room, survive.
Yeah.
So they did that.
He got no food?
He had nothing.
He had to win his food through the
Sweepstakes, everything.
Okay.
And he can't leave.
Yeah.
And they told him, we're just going to cut it up in videos. They live streamed the entire thing.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Okay.
And he was not allowed to leave. And he stayed in complete isolation for 1 year and 3 months. Yeah.
That's not real.
100%. No food, no clothings, no toilet paper.
This was 20-some years ago.
Yes.
Why is it that the fucking East is just, they're so good at game shows?
Get
They're
this.
ahead of their fucking time.
So he like wouldn't win any food.
Yeah.
Eventually he got the rice, right?
Yeah.
No ways to cook it. So he just had to crunch. Eventually he figured out how to like MacGyver it in like an envelope and like water and by proxy the heat, but he had an oven.
Yeah.
It was called like gruel.
He won the oven?
He won. I think he had an oven. I think they gave him an oven.
Okay.
Early on in the contest, he won a PlayStation game, right?
Yeah.
And a controller.
Yeah.
No PlayStation. He had no entertainment. Then he won a TV. And then like a year into it, he finally won a PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as he got the PlayStation, he played it for 3 days straight. So he had to self-impose the rule that no more PlayStation because he hadn't had any entertainment for like literally like 9-10 months, right?
Yeah.
So he finally accomplishes
Straight.
his goal.
Yeah.
At like 10 or 11 months.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Dude, you did it. Congratulations."
Yeah.
But at this point, it's the most popular show in Japan.
Yeah.
It has made so much money. It's getting like Super Bowl levels of viewership
Every single day.
every day,
People are just,
literally. So the producers are like, "Okay, obviously, he's not getting away."
yeah.
So congrats, way to do it. They
break
feed
his
him.
fucking legs.
They feed him, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Okay, we're taking you home," right? And then they're like, "Okay, go into this room." And then they're like, "Take all of your clothes off." I'm not joking. And they're like, "By the way, you're in Korea. And you have to do it again. All in a different language."
Really?
Yeah.
He had to win the sweepstakes in Korean,
Yes.
and he doesn't speak Korean.
Doesn't speak Korean. I swear to God. And then get this.
Yeah.
They're like, "It's not going to be the same amount. It's just going to be a plane ticket home."
Okay.
He crushes it. Without telling them, they're like, "Well, he beat it too fast. We'll make it business." And then he crushes that without telling him again. They make it first class. So they keep like moving the goalpost on this guy. I mean, he's dominating, but they're like, he's a cash cow.
Yeah.
So then they're like, "Congrats, you win again." And then again, they're like, "We're taking you home."
Yeah.
And then they just put him into another room, right? So like,
And they go, "Hey, now you're in China."
so instinctually, he's like, I'm literally like I'm getting tormented, right? I've been doing this for like a year and 3 months.
Yeah.
He just takes off his clothes, doesn't get told anybody, and then all of a sudden, all the walls drop. He's in a studio filled with hundreds of people. He's completely naked. Like there's like fireworks, and he's like terrified. I mean, he's filled, and all these Japanese people are freaking out. I mean, he is just like he doesn't realize that he's the most famous person in Japan, and
It's Truman Show.
it's literally like Truman Show, but like the Japanese version. They call him. There's a name. They call him like Eggplant
Yeah.
because that's what they centered his cock with for the whole thing. His name's not Eggplant and whatever, but that's what they just call him.
That's very goofy.
It is crazy. It's
Yeah.
so funny, but I mean, he's literally like tormented.
That guy probably like he doesn't live anymore.
Now his complete. He used to be a comedian, right?
Yeah.
Because he was isolated for that long, his social skills deteriorated to the point where he couldn't do comedy anymore. His career was fucked, right?
Yeah.
And he couldn't do it anymore. If there's any like redeeming things to this, I think he did get paid money.
Yeah.
From like a book he wrote, not from the producers or anything like that. And
Of course not.
no,
Of course not. He also didn't get to keep the winnings of.
no, because he didn't win any money. He just won the prizes.
Yeah.
So there's no money.
And he didn't keep any of that stuff.
No, I think maybe he did. I don't know.
He still has the PlayStation, no TV.
Probably. He ended up getting he ended up winning because
Yeah. He played for 3 days.
so after like flash forward to current year, he like would counsel people during the pandemic because he understood what it's like to be isolated.
Yeah.
And like he was like a grief counselor during the pandemic for people.
They just fucked that guy up publicly.
Literally. Yeah. Yeah.
Take your clothes off.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta do it again.
Yeah. And then the everything drops, revealed.
Yeah.
Whoa, and he's like, I mean, he hasn't seen humans.
Except for like the producers.
Yeah.
That is fucking nuts.
Periodically throughout the challenge, they would have to just move him from his room. He doesn't know why he's being moved, right?
Yeah.
He's just thinking like maybe he won. Like, I don't know. He would just have to be moved to a new location because the Japanese public would find him. Like, they would find his location and try to like influence it.
Yeah.
And they had to move him like twice because of like they could just figure it out. They just found it. I don't know how.
Really?
Sometimes it would be like 3 hours outside of like a major city. It would be like in bumfuck nowhere, and they would find him. It's crazy.
That is insane. It is wild that like, so like Squid Game.
Yeah.
Obviously Korean. Why is it that they over there love game shows, but it can't just be like The Price is Right?
No, it's
because
gonna be like
you gotta climb up a hill in soapy water while they throw fucking like cylinders of like fucking cement at you.
Yep.
And you have to dodge those, and then when you get up there, you have to then play The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Or it's like solve the Sudoku puzzle. If you solve it, because we're gonna be jerking your dick off the whole time. If you solve the puzzle before you come,
yeah,
you win. But if you come, loser,
and
we cut your cock off.
your cock is on ours.
That's what
And
their
then we
game
glue
shows
it, we
are.
glue it to your head.
I mean, the thing is, they know how to make a show. Because I'd watch it.
I would watch them.
I mean, truthfully, they do have great ideas. Like Ninja Warrior
Yeah,
is so fucking good. The
It's
American
so
version, it will never do its justice because
yeah,
I've said this on the show so many times, but with the American Ninja Warrior, it's kind of just like rock climbers that fucking are just good, like those kind of athletes that are good at like hanging
Yes.
and like climbing.
yeah.
But the Japanese Ninja Warrior was
Like 70-year-old men.
it
that,
was
like,
people who they knew this competition meant something, right? It was their Olympics.
Yeah.
And they would dedicate their lives to it to the point where their families would be like, "You need to stop doing." Like they would.
I haven't
they would
seen you in 5 years.
Literally, they would change their entire backyards and like excommunicate people.
Yeah.
And like, I cannot talk
Prize
to
on
you
prize.
at all. I have to fucking win this competition. And I don't think they won money. Like, I think it's just pride, right?
Yeah.
And they would,
Well, they become real ninjas then.
and then they would like fucking, they would do it, and they would dip their toe in the first fucking thing, and then there goes a year of work. It's over.
Yeah. It's like
And they're so crushed. And their families already left them. They go home to nothing.
But I did like sometimes they'd like sprinkle in like a comedic
Sure,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. It would just
Well,
be
duh.
yeah. It'd just be like a guy in a Speedo, and then he'd fucking
Haha, you're.
oh no.
Yeah, I know. Or sometimes they do really well.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, this guy's fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
And then you just get the.
I swear, I remember like a 50-year-old man being on it, and he was like, he crushed it.
Yeah.
Like he was just fucking nuts.
Yeah, they tried their entire lives, right?
But I also don't think that guy tried. He just like, he was born, like he was a real ninja.
He just knew it.
Yeah. And midway through, he was also throwing shurikens at people. That shit was
So
nuts.
yes, that is a show. I recommend watching the. There's 2 videos on it. There's one video that inspired Critical. I haven't watched that one, but Critical, like him and his team, do like a real like 40-minute deep dive on like the day-to-day specifics of his like everything he won, how he eventually. I mean, his constant food was either rice or dog food. Because that's all he could win, right?
It's rice or dog food.
And many people speculate that, like, why did he never win any articles of clothing, right? Why did he never win? The only time he did win articles of clothing was, like, used panties
yeah.
that didn't fit him, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the producers easily could have, like, intercepted shit that he definitely won just to make sure that he was naked or being tortured. Like literally.
Why is that the like main thing? Like I get it, like naked and afraid.
Yeah.
Is like you're naked and
Sure.
gotta fucking
Yeah, but it's
survive.
American, so it's fucking bullshit, and
Yeah.
you know they're fine.
Yeah, they're always fine.
Yeah.
But like in this circumstance, while winning, like why did he have to be naked in that room?
I don't know.
I don't think that they're like it doesn't actually make logical sense why that guy would have to be naked.
I also have to say this that your perception of it is that it's a constant live stream, right?
Yeah.
It isn't. Well, they constantly recorded him, but it would be a daily update because like 1995 you can't have live streams, right? That just technology doesn't exist. So it would be an edited version of the day. But then they did develop the technology for live streaming, and like it's technically like the first video game stream because he eventually played PlayStation for 3 days straight. Like literally.
That's
Something that Critical mentions in the video.
He's the first live streamer.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's good. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, they just live a different life over there.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like Squid Game is just they have those.
That's based on truth.
That's based on like probably true game shows that they've had at one point.
You know what's funny is that I mean it's just there's so many cultural differences.
Yes.
Like we as Americans, the movie that just like it's the biggest domestic movie of all time. Top Gun, Maverick. It just beat Infinity War
Oh really?
for most domestic money. Doesn't mean it's the highest grossing, but it made the most money in America out of any other movie, right?
Okay.
I mean, what it is in Japan is like Evangelion. And like Evangelion is like this existential crisis about like depression and like fighting robots. You know what I mean? It's just like ours is like
That's their number one. I mean, and then you got China where they just like still think that Avatar is the greatest movie of all time.
that's yeah.
Which that movie is just mid.
Yeah.
Like Lion King did it better.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm there day one for that new fucking Blue Pearson movie.
I mean, I
Day
guess
one.
I guess it makes sense that they don't like Top Gun over in Japan.
No.
It just kind of gives them flashbacks a little bit.
Sure. At Japan?
Yeah.
Sure. I thought you said China.
No. Well, same thing.
Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter. Same difference.
I'll always throw that same thing out there.
I know.
She's Filipino. Yeah,
Whatever.
It's Chinese.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I don't. What is that? Is it like saying Texas? You're from Texas.
Yeah, like what? A different part of the U.S. Man, what did we? How did it feel yesterday that you finally lucked out, man?
What's the luck?
You lucked out
Oh, to sneak right into Hot Boy Heart.
that they had a shitty bouncer that just let you in.
Secretly, I was kind of hoping I wasn't gonna get let in, so I could just go like, "Ah, I guess I gotta go home.
Yeah, it was.
You also can just wear sweatpants downtown now, huh?
Yep,
No problem.
pretty cool.
Not bad. Maybe I'll just start doing that.
I did like that there was actually just really only me and Big Trev that wanted to go out yesterday.
Sure.
And go to the bars.
Yeah.
And everybody was just like,
I guess.
oh, I guess I'll do it. This isn't really what I want to do.
Yeah.
But, because even T-Voss was like, are we done here? Like, he kept on, like, trying to get it to speed up. But it was funny that you got let in, but then they quickly, as you try to go to the bathroom for the first time, they just threw you right out the front door.
Yeah.
They grabbed you by your shirt.
Yes, sir.
Fucking threw you.
Did you enjoy fantasy drafting yesterday?
It was fine.
How do you think this league is going to go? We have a league of 10 people, 10 of our pretty legit friends, not even just like stragglers. I feel like we have a solid league of people that like we all know and can like shit talk if they fuck off. And everybody paid $50, you know? At this point it's just like the money's in. I have everybody's money. I'm not paying it out, so I don't give a fuck. I don't really care what happens. I have $500 now.
I do unironically like that. I think that one of the best teams is a person that has actively said that he doesn't know anything about fantasy football. Like his starting lineup.
Oh,
Big
Trevor?
Big Trev probably has the best starting lineup.
Yeah, I'm going against them week 1.
Yeah. and the person who's the most confident in himself.
It's Brian.
And I think that he
He
has
has
one
the
of the
worst
worst
teams.
I think that he has one
Yeah.
of the worst teams.
I mean, maybe he has like.
I would not be surprised if that guy does not make the playoffs. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
I couldn't break it to that guy that his team was like actual garbage. And I took Alan Lazard in the 3rd round.
I have. What's wrong with that? He's gonna be like a number 1 receiver.
Yeah, I know. I don't think that it's a bad pick. And I didn't think that I was going to see him again. And I didn't think that there was a better wide receiver than him at the time.
Like, he actually might be fucking. Unless one of these like rookies that we drafted jump up.
I think that one of the rookies, what the fuck's his name that we picked up?
I don't know. Honestly, like, I really just. This was my strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I win. I'm just gonna draft. Because I was the first pick, I'm gonna I'm gonna draft things earlier than I probably should. Like, I got a tight end, like a good tight end that I wanted. I got a good kicker I wanted. I got the quarterback I wanted. You know what I mean? I got the first pick, so I got Jonathan Taylor.
Who's your QB?
Justin Herbert.
You actually have a really good team.
I have Herbert, Jonathan Taylor. I have Baltimore's tight end, who was like right behind Travis Kelce last year in points. I didn't grab Justin Tucker as the kicker because I just like the Cincinnati kicker better.
I got him.
I know you did.
Got him good.
And then I got Baltimore's defense. But also I got the Chargers' number 1 receiver.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is my strategy, right?
Yeah.
I wanted the people that I wanted, right? And I always like doing like a quarterback receiver combo because I just like having like a backup team to like root for during the season. It's just fun, you know? Even if I don't win the fantasy football, like the Chargers are my team this year. That's what it is, you know?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, Buffalo's my team. Except I'm very bummed because
Also, I never draft anybody from the NFC North. Just can't. It starts fucking bothering me.
I have a large amount from
The North?
From the North. I have Dalvin Cook, Montgomery, and Alan Lazard.
So you just start rooting for people like it just starts getting complicated, and then I just hate it.
It makes me happy though because I'm a firm believer that no matter what, since we got rid of AJ Hawk, our run stop is dog shit.
Okay.
So I mean, 2 running backs in the North.
Yeah.
It's going to end up probably being pretty decent.
Who did it predict was the best on our team? Because I was predicted 3rd.
Big Trev.
Was number 1?
Yep.
He just lucked out, huh?
Yeah.
People were talking shit on me the whole time. They were saying I have a bad team because I don't have a deep bench.
Yeah. I mean, I have a decent bench too.
You don't need a deep bench.
I have Amari Cooper, Bateman, MVS, Tua.
The Rift King got number 2. Look at that.
Did he?
Yeah. Tyler B touches kids is 4. Team the number 1 Tyler. Coomtown. That's you.
That's me.
Yep. You got 6. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
And Zach Rogney is last.
Yeah, that fucker took my pick. I wanted Dalvin Cook's brother, James Cook.
Are you ready for some NFL Red Zone?
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
I was talking about this. I don't know if I brought this because we talked about Red Zone a lot last year.
Yeah.
On this.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever brought this up though, is how much I used to take Red Zone for granted. Because my dad would get Red Zone and he gets so pumped about it.
Yeah.
And like he was like, I got Red Zone for free this year.
Yeah.
And I was like, who gives a shit? Like, all I care about is the Packers.
Yeah.
Man. That's who I was as a kid though.
Sure.
But like my dad would enforce that in my brain, like only the Packers, but he also watched every single game every Sunday. And so I just was like, this is like whatever, who cares? And then getting it back and watching it at T-Rog's last year, it was good.
It's so good.
Well, once
wish
it slows down a little bit, we'll leave. Yeah, it just never slows down.
Well, at a commercial, I'll get a beer.
Yeah,
the idea. It's literally just nonstop the whole time. You're about to get up and you're like, oh, it's gonna be some downtime, and it never is downtime.
fucking one-handed fucking OBJ catch.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
nice.
so fucking good all the time.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah, so like I also like to go back to it was more or less it was because I hated other teams. Because my dad was one of those, like, if you wear a Minnesota Vikings jersey in my house, get the fuck out. He legitimately one time made Johnny B. He wasn't either. He had one of two options: either take off this jacket that, like, because they just like bought like a Vikings jacket from Goodwill
nice.
or something.
Yeah,
and gave it. And Johnny wore it for like winter coat.
Yeah,
and he said, "You can either take the jacket off, or you sit on the porch." Their entire family was inside. It was winter. And he made Johnny B just sit on the fucking porch because Johnny was like, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not taking this jacket off. And he was like, yeah, well, then you're not allowed in my house.
Do you think your dad really believed that?
My dad, yeah. He legitimately would not, like, if there was a quick, I mean, we have to drive through Illinois.
Yeah.
It's just by nature. He would not go to Six Flags. Like, I'd actively, like, all the kids have asked to go to Six Flags at one point. He actively said no.
Yeah.
Because it's in Illinois.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears.
Sure.
That guy legitimately, if there's a quick route, like, through Illinois, he'll take a slower route to, like, be in Illinois as little as possible. He, like, while going down to Florida, I'm pretty sure that, like, we added like an extra 2 hours.
Do you have any sort of like like that? I don't care about anything that much.
When there was this one time where it was Adrian Peterson was on, I don't know which record it was, but he was so close to it.
Probably like rushing yards per season or something.
Something like that. Maybe all-time rushing yards.
Or maybe, or
some crazy shit.
In a row.
And they went against the Packers.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I think that we already won the game or we already lost the game. And I was like, just give it to him. And he said, don't you dare fucking say that. He was like, I hope that, like, he gets injured. I hope they rip his fucking spine in half. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Dad, he's a good player. He goes, don't you fucking say that. He's not a good player. Like, he legitimately could not come to terms with the fact that, like, who was the middle linebacker? Brian Urlacher.
Yeah. For the Bears.
He's a piece of shit. He wished that guy was shot.
Sure.
Shot dead in the streets. He fucking, not Ray Rice, fucking Ray Lewis. Mm-hmm. I loved Ray Lewis. I thought he was a great player.
Sure.
Murderer. He's a piece of shit.
But
even though he is kind of a bad, because he was part of a murder. But
that was besides the point for your father.
That was besides the point. He would have been a murderer without it. It was because he was a good player on a different team. He, like, legitimately, he could not respect good players, which was so annoying to me. But it, like, also had me on that track for a while. Because, like, I've told you this before. When, like, I'd go to the library, like, you had to check out a book for school and shit. Mine would always be, like, the history of the Packers. The Bart Starr biography.
Right.
Like, Bart Starr was my favorite.
I know. I would get Harry Potter books. You would have to get Bart Starr books.
Yeah. Yeah. And
or Donnie Hudson.
Don Hudson, yeah. Fucking Ray Nitschke. Fucking
I have a question. Do you think what cities in America do people have similar upbringings? Because obviously Wisconsin cities, I think that's pretty, because Green Bay is such a like tenured program. Mm-hmm. Like I think that's very common to grow up in Wisconsin.
Philly and Boston.
I think Philly and Boston
are like.
I'd say Pittsburgh as well. I think Steelers is like a big. I think of that because of Shane Gillis and like his comedy is constantly about his like his family like loving the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Philly, Boston. I don't think LA.
No.
I think it's a terrible place for sports. Maybe probably not in Chicago.
I thought that we were like comparing just like what cities are similar.
No, yeah, growing up to like that.
Oh,
growing up.
You're just saying specifically for sports?
For football.
For football?
Growing up, like, who are the Steelers' rivals? The Browns, right?
Yeah.
They just fucking hate. Maybe Cleveland's probably like that growing up, I think.
Maybe not quite as much.
I guess because.
I bet you Ohio has Ohio, there's another team in Ohio, right? Like
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, for whatever reason, Cleveland feels like a bigger deal to me. Even though Cincinnati was just in the fucking. I think those are kind of it. Like I think it's Philly, Pittsburgh, because I doubt any. Maybe the Dolphins at one point.
Yeah.
Maybe
Because the other teams, I just feel like
San Francisco and Cowboys. Fuck.
But the thing is, I don't think that those two teams are the same because I think that they have a lot of like fans that don't live like in Dallas, right? Like a lot of Dallas Cowboy, like you run into Dallas Cowboy fans,
And
fucking on 14th in Oklahoma,
right?
Like you go right over there and
Sure. San Francisco's similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just because growing up, people for San Francisco and Dallas are rivals, right?
Are they?
It feels like it because those are like the eras that clashed, right? Troy Aikman versus Joe Montana.
I don't know if they are rivals.
No?
That is a funny thing is I don't know rivals that much. Like I don't know who like rivals who. I think the Philly and Steelers are rivals.
They're not in the same division. So you start with divisions. That's the easiest one. Yeah. So like Cowboys and Commanders. It was easy. It was easy because it was Cowboys and Indians before. Cowboys that's like a big rivalry. Mm-hmm. I think honestly, like for a little bit, it was feeling like Seattle and Green Bay back when it was like the battle for the.
Dude, I fucking hated those fuckers.
I know, like the Legion of Boom was so fucking like I loved Russell. Fucking why can't I?
Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
why can't I? Richard Sherman.
Yeah, Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman is one of my favorite players.
You're going to test me with the sorry ass receiver like him?
I fucking loved him. And he was so great, but it bothered me that they fucking beat us all the time.
That wasn't my issue with them, though. My issue was that there was the the incorrect call where it was simultaneous call. Simultaneously
it was Russell Wilson's first game or first year in the league, and it was the refs were on strike, so we had the replacement refs, and they simultaneously
caught a ball,
touchdown, incomplete. It wasn't incomplete pass, but because they signaled touch, they just didn't know what to do.
Yeah, and
the game was ruled a win by Hail Mary for Seattle, even though it's definitely incorrect. Everybody in the world knew.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the referees got all their contracts renewed. Like, they got everything they wanted. It was it. And now, because of it, like, the refs are just fucking shitty. And, like, they just kind of get away with it. Because, like, what the NFL is like, okay, go ahead, strike, fuckers. Let's see what happens. And we saw what happened.
Yeah.
It fucking ruined it.
It was awful. It was terrible.
People hate fucking NFL refs, right? And baseball umpires. Mm-hmm. But as like a basketball fan, they are way better. Like, can you understand fouls in NBA?
They don't make sense.
They make no sense. But in NFL, a clear foul, like you understand passive interference instantly, right?
Yeah.
You see a hold pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. You can just see that
hold is probably like
it's the
iffiest one,
right? But like, there's definitely times where it's like that's a hold.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen a charge in the NBA and go like, I don't know?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't have a fucking clue. Yeah. There's times where I'm like, I don't think his feet were set at all.
Give him one the other way. that's what they do. Well, we'll give him one the other way.
It's because there's too many.
Yeah. It is weird.
Or there's literally no contact.
It's a contact sport with no contact.
Yeah.
Where contact's not allowed.
It's really weird.
It is weird, right? Like
and then sometimes they'll let it be. Sometimes they won't. It'll be even switch up quarter to quarter.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking weird.
Sometimes you can throw a shoulder into the back of somebody.
And then the fact that like the refs have direct power to like get them out of the game.
Yeah. With
6 fouls.
Yes.
I mean, you can like
in a game where like a single player can like win you a game.
Yeah.
Whereas like a single player in the NFL.
So that like anybody who complains about they deserve complaints. Yes. But like, dude, I'd much rather have an NFL ref or a fucking baseball umpire.
Yeah.
Over NBA refs. Because it is fucking terrible, dude.
I mean, like MLB umps are like pretty fucking good.
They are. It's so funny because baseball people complain about them so often. They think umpires shouldn't even be in the game, right? Yeah. That's how bad. But like based on pure percentages, they have the highest percentage of anybody like correct calls, like out of any officials in games.
Yeah.
But literally, baseball people are like, get him the fuck out of here. Everything computerized.
Yeah.
Talk to like anybody. That's what they think, right?
Fucking do
And
it.
I don't know if it's
Take their fucking jobs.
I don't know if it's the right move, but that's what they want.
Jobs.
And then I don't know anything about fucking other sports.
Soccer.
Who kills?
Yeah.
Non-American? Who gives a
Who
fuck?
gives a fuck? Football?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
And then like I mean, if you talk UFC, and UFC has great referees.
They do not actually.
You don't think Herb Dean is good?
Herb Dean's good, but they're notoriously like, because there's a lot of like iffy rules in MMA as well. There's less now, but for a long time it was like very dog shit because there was like such little rules. People like this Steve Maserati guy would just like let people just get fucking their face beaten. Like they'd be out cold. Their head would just be like dribbling off the mat, and he wouldn't call the fights.
He didn't tap.
Yeah, literally.
He gave me a thumbs.
I'm pretty sure that he like got like let go from the UFC and like wasn't like able to ref
Because
anymore
of that?
because there was like a fight where the guy was just like unconscious getting his ass beat. I mean, John Jones' only loss of all time was
He's like a
9-5 elbow, which should have been a warning.
Yeah,
Like,
and they stopped it.
instead they stopped it. Speaking of UFC, I did want to talk about UFC.
Lucky dog.
I'm
Lucky dog.
I'm pretty bummed that we didn't watch the fights this weekend. I came back home after we hung out on Saturday and hopped in Discord, and I'm just like watching the final fight. It's Kamaru Usman. Leading up to this fight, he's on a 15 fight win streak.
Yeah.
If he wins, he ties the record. If he gets two,
Ties it with who?
George St. Pierre, I believe,
Okay. I don't know if that's true, but keep going.
or Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva,
An all-timer.
all
Gotcha.
time, yes.
I know those guys.
He ends up tying. He would tie that record if he wins. He also, like, I believe, ties title defenses
Yeah.
with John Jones. The amount of consecutive
In what weight class?
welterweight.
Gotcha.
Consecutive as well, which is insane. He's the same division as George St. Pierre. So with like this win, there's then debates. Hey, maybe he's the greatest welterweight of all time.
Yeah.
He's currently the pound for pound best fighter in
UFC.
in the UFC by pretty much all people,
Gotcha.
like analysts. Goes in first round, he gets like beat. I'm watching. I somehow like tune in exactly as the fight starts. He ends up losing the first round. He like this guy Leon Edwards, who like has consistently, I guess, got to near the top of that division. But every time that he fights somebody like right before the champ, like he fights like a number one contender, he'd always lose.
Yeah.
So people kind of wrote him off, but they were also like, he can't write anybody off.
It's a
UFC.
championship fight, right?
It's a championship fight. He goes in, wins the first round.
Yeah.
Leon Edwards does.
Yep.
After that, Kamaru Usman just completely navigates this fight.
He's got him dialed in.
Punching, wrestling, the whole 9 yards. Everything, he has just completely dominated this guy.
So dominates round 2.
To the point where, like, I set down my phone and I'm like, just another Kamaru Usman. Easy dub, I guess. Minute away.
Dominates round 3.
Round
and
3.
4.
Round 4. 5 is
Round
when I
5.
start putting down my phone. I'm
Yeah.
I'm like passing out, but I'm still in the Discord. I knock out for a little bit because I'm a little bit high.
Yeah.
And I just hear, holy, what the fuck? And I just imagine every person watching UFC in that stadium, in the world, is just like jumping up. And I get woken up and I go, oh my God, Kamaru Usman must have had like a huge knockout. I like lift up my phone and this guy who's a pound for pound best fighter is just laying there fucking limp.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is why I love the UFC, and you'll probably see like a lot of people talk about it now because Dana White pretty much said it. It's such a great sport because you can't count anybody out. I mean, it's the reason why everybody watched Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, right? You couldn't count out Conor because there's a possibility he hits him with one, knocks him out.
Yeah.
It's
a low chance, but there still is a chance.
And even then, it was great as well because like sometimes you go, that was a fluke.
Yeah.
But the way that he throws it, he like fakes a jab and then he reacts, which you assume that guy has been probably faking that jab or throwing that jab all night. Realize that he like leaves himself unguarded and he just lands a kick right to the fucking head.
Yeah.
makes him go stiff.
Finally finds it.
Insane.
Yeah.
And it's just like in 50 seconds, Kamaru Usman is being talked about as the best, one of the best
And now it's
fighters
all
of all
gone.
time. Now it's gone.
Well, they're obviously going to run it back.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
not, yeah.
I mean, the guy's probably going to win his title back. He's going to get it back.
Maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he doesn't.
And that's you just said the appeal of what UFC is.
Yes. It is
And
great.
truthfully, I mean, at one point it's boxing. Obviously, UFC I think there's still way more money in boxing. I don't know the accounting, how that works. Like
Yes.
it feels like, at least between you and I, do you know anybody our age talking about the new, like, the boxing fight, whatever boxing fight?
I mean,
Can you name, besides Canelo, can you name any boxers?
yeah, I can name Tyson Fury.
I know Tyson Fury.
Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder.
Okay, you're right. I know those guys.
I mean, we are also just in an era of like heavyweight kings. Like
You're right. So I do know those people, right?
Yes.
I know them.
Manny Pacquiao.
Right. Hey, for the point,
Ryan Garcia.
we don't know any of them. We don't know.
Ryan Garcia.
It just feels like, unless it's like a Tyson Fury fight, no, or Floyd Mayweather. It feels like everybody talks about UFC, right?
Yes.
People have more opinions on UFC. People want to talk about it. It feels like more eyeballs are on that.
Yes.
But somehow they still don't get paid. I don't
Yeah.
get it. It like there's still not enough money. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, there
It's weird
is
to
and
me.
there isn't. I mean, I kind of get it because, like, even something that like you hear, the issue is that if you're the champ, you're making money. Like, you make pretty good fucking money.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously it might be because he still works for the company, but Daniel Cormier has talked about it, where he was like, I didn't ever have to worry about my check. Like, the best part about it was when I finished that fight, I got my money the next day. Mm-hmm. Whereas you got like boxing, and you get all these people get into boxing now because you got like the YouTube boxers and shit.
Sure.
A lot of these people aren't getting paid. Like Logan Paul still hasn't received his money from Floyd Mayweather fight. Stuff like that. It is weird though, because it made sense at the beginning because it was just like a constant uphill battle for the UFC. Like, they couldn't market it because it was a no rules. Like, they could only play it on Spike.
Yeah.
Like, they only Spike TV, which
Isn't that weird?
Spike TV even around anymore?
I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, there wasn't that. Isn't that fucking bizarre?
Yes.
And now it's on ESPN, which
Yeah.
is Disney.
Yes.
It's Disney. Like, it's on the Disney Channel.
And these people are getting fucking pussies like gashed open on their face.
Yeah.
Like, mid fight, they're getting elbows, and is an open wound on a person's
Obviously, you and I don't pay for. I think that's what it is.
forehead. Is the streaming?
We don't pay for it.
It's you and I. We're the reasons.
Not me and you, but it's because I was just gonna say.
Well, we don't do that.
Right, we pay for the fights, but like
Yes.
nobody in the world pays for these fucking fights. Our age group, so maybe that's why there's no money in it.
I think that there is money in it.
I'm
It
sure
just-
there is, but it's just.
I think that they're still like trying to recover from like things that they've done to keep the UFC afloat. Like, Dana White's actively talked about how, like, when he bought out the UFC,
Yeah.
right, the only thing that he bought was those 3 letters, UFC. They had no game rights. They like.
What does that mean?
When he bought the UFC, the previous owners sold kind of like a Marvel thing, where they sold everything to stay afloat. So he got one octagon and the brand name UFC. He didn't even own the UFC domain. Like, he didn't have the domain name UFC.com.
Huh? That's so fucking weird.
When he bought it,
They
they were just selling it out.
anything.
Everything.
And so I want to see, like, specifically.
I can find the video, I'm sure.
But now they have everything.
Yeah, and I mean, he's turned the company around. I mean,
Yeah.
he was UFC was the only thing going on during
Was
the pandemic.
Was he a fighter, Dana White?
I think that he trained, but he was never a fighter. No, I don't. He like never fought in the UFC or anything like that.
Everybody hates Dana White, right? That seems to be which is fine, right?
Yes.
It does, for me, it does feel like when the fan base hates their commissioner,
Yeah.
the league is probably doing well.
Yeah.
The only thing I can't say that for is baseball. That's the only time. There is
Yeah.
NFL, Roger Goodell. Does anybody like Roger Goodell?
No.
NFL's the biggest it's ever been.
Yep.
David Stern, who currently the NBA is ran by Adam Silver.
Yep.
Everybody loves him.
Mm-hmm.
These finals have not been.
It's been in decline.
It's been on a decline since the pandemic. Maybe even a little bit before that.
Yep.
It's peaked. It peaked in the Warriors finals with Cleveland. Like that was like the peak of it.
Yep.
But like, if you think of like when the NBA really exploded,
Playoff numbers are down.
Yeah.
Like each year. Yeah.
if you look at like when it exploded, it was like with David Stern, and people fucking hated him, right?
Yeah.
But it did great. Dana White.
All press is good press.
Vince
McMahon.
Vince McMahon's another great example, actually.
I mean,
He like completely monopolized like wrestling entertainment.
Yeah.
And like is like a complete scumbag, and all these wrestlers fucking died because of like the workloads that they had to do.
Yeah.
But it like exploded. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely they're not good
Dude,
people.
When they did a bit where they fake killed off Vince McMahon, I cheered at the fucking screen.
And everybody hates him.
Woo! Finally, that fucker's dead.
That's the weirdest one.
Now D-Generation X is going to take over.
He is the actual commissioner of the WWE.
Yeah.
And as a character, I mean, he obviously stepped down now, and his daughter took over. So that's gonna go to. It's probably gonna go to shit. Like not like a
because she's a woman.
no, but like
We're on the same page, man.
that guy.
Dude, we're both top G's, man. You got a couple of top G's right here, man.
That guy fucking bought all the wrestling, killed his wrestlers, and made so much money.
Oh yeah.
Why? What is it about your phone that is so like, your eyes light up, they widen? It always looks like you're panicking when you receive text messages.
It's because I can't see.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I have these fucking little eyes, man.
It always looks like you're freaking out,
got
like
tiny-
you've gotten bad news.
Tiny eyes. It's unfortunate. You know, maybe I should join that fucking game show.
Is there anything interesting or fun that has happened to us in the past 3 weeks? I really don't think anything good that I can think of.
No. I was on a hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too busy at work, so I did not want the stress of dealing with having to get back at a certain time, or anything like that. But that has died down now. What has happened? I mean, we both fell off on League. We're just both garbage at that game.
Mm-hmm.
No, man.
Yeah, I guess I did.
I wrote a screenplay about time travel.
Skip it. I did think of something else that made me laugh, and I got to tell. I did like of the two things that I was like, oh, those are funny.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was a League one. I don't know if it's gonna make everybody laugh, but it definitely makes people laugh who play League of Legends.
Yeah.
Or people who know me.
Yeah.
Because I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, I think I told you as well, but Matt Damon, like I'm doing the whole thing.
Yep.
Matt Damon was talking to a recently retired Boston Red Sox player.
Yep.
And he asked him like why he knew it was time to like leave the game. Why it was time to retire. And he said that this pitch, like a changeup, when he got that pitch, he could knock it out of the park every single time. It's what people paid him to play the game to do. He could fucking hit that pitch all the time.
Yeah, he's slamming fucking change ups like fucking Deshaun Watson's fucking slamming.
Yes, sir.
Massage therapists.
Way to punch it out. Nice. So one day that pitch just kept going by him. Like the speed of the game didn't change. He just changed. He was getting too old.
Yep.
That's how it feels like for me to play League of Legends nowadays. That's like definitively.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like the game is past, gone.
You don't have enough time to put into it
No.
to be good.
And it bothers me so much because I try so hard.
You get so far.
And then half the time, these kids can't even fucking speak English.
Yeah.
But they can still tell me to kill myself.
Yeah, I really like it because you text the group chat and you go, sometimes you have a bad day of League and you just get told to kill yourself and you know it's time to log off.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing. I then talk to your girlfriend separately from you.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, yeah, because we're talking about League. And she goes, yeah, David just like came down to my office the other day and was like awkwardly laughing about how somebody told him to kill himself. And me and T-Boss both interrupt and interject and go, and film it. And film it. And we're just dying of laughter. And she goes, see, I don't get why that's funny. Why is that funny? I was like, because that's like, this game is so much fun, like when it goes good, but when it goes bad, like people tell you that, and like you're not doing well, so you're already harsh on yourself, and then you get somebody to telling you kill yourself, or you got me like telling you that you're like fucking inbred because and you watch too much stepsister porn, which is causing you to inbreed in your family too much.
And like just now, I mean right before here, I mean literally, I was playing League of Legends, waiting to do this. My internet cuts out for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? I had to go downstairs, restart my router, turn it back on.
I would not have a monitor.
Like, it's so frustrating, right? Because in the moment of the game has just started. I successfully got a cheater recall off perfectly.
Yep.
The wave has hit my turret exactly where I need it to be. My enemies are both at half health. I can get the wave, and I might be able to get a kill. I'm actually trading with the guy right now. Internet cuts out. I'm level 2.
Yeah.
I come back in. I've died. My support has died. And they're already telling me to kill myself. I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I reply like, I'm sorry, like my internet cut out. Like there's nothing I could have done.
You're just trying to defend yourself. And
yeah.
It's all, and it like when it goes bad because you're so hard on yours. Like
my support goes 1 and 6, right?
Yeah.
I go like 2, 3, and like 7, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not a bad score line.
No.
I'm down like 60
That's a
CS.
winnable scoreline.
Literally, right? My support like goes 1 and 8, and I literally just apologized, right? Half my team was like report Trist, fucking fat. Like they're just going crazy on me.
Yeah.
And it's literally nothing I could have done.
Yeah. It is
That
crazy
today.
how that 180s. I mean, I was telling you about this where before we
Does that happen in WoW?
Yeah. Dude, I mean, WoW Twitter is like legitimately every single day is somebody posting actually the person that just followed me on Twitter, I followed her because she plays keys with Metro, Metro. There was a tweet that got favorited by her. And this happens every single week on WoW, at least, where just like a girl, or usually it's a girl, because every guy that plays World of Warcraft are like incels. So if they find out it's a girl, they just rip into them.
Yeah.
Like this person's like, LMAO, it's fine that you decline me. Most people I know hate you too for good reasons. And then that girl said, girl, chill to the guy. And he said, girl, chill, she says. You troll key after key and get carried. Relax. And that's like how it always goes. Is like It's just like flaming girls for getting carried in the game. It's bad in WoW. Yeah, I mean,
it's bad in all online video games.
All online video games. League is a different. Like it changes your mood because like, and it always hits the hardest when you know like you're doing bad. Like before, like I told this story where before Beth's birthday, the boat, I was in my silver promos or whatever at the time. I'd been on like a 7-game win streak. win the first 2 games, need to win one more to get out of the promos, just get promoted to silver, which I was going to do anyways. I won the first 2 games of a best of 5. I go in and I just I get solo killed in the mid lane.
Yeah.
I then die again to a gank.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, the jungler just rips into me.
Sure.
This fucking Lucian's brain dead dog shit, fucking idiot. He's unable to play the fucking game.
Yeah.
Does he have any fingers? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey man, I know I'm not playing well. Sorry. I have bad games sometimes. I'm and it's always I'll even try to defend, when I'm doing bad, I'll try to be I don't even fire back at him. I just I'm sorry. I do bow down. And it's he's just still going into me. And he runs it. He runs it down my.
They ping you.
Yeah, they ping me a bunch.
Question mark.
He runs into my lane and dies 3 fucking times on purpose. And I'm well, this is super unwinnable now.
Yeah.
And he ends up having the same thing, worse scoreline than me.
Yeah.
Less way less damage. It's just
report this fucking guy. I can't believe him.
Yeah.
I'm supporting a ticket on you.
Yeah.
It is nice to log in sometimes and then it go your report got somebody banned. I wish they would click me to the link of the game that they got them banned. This specifically got them banned.
Yeah.
That would make me so much happier.
It would make me. It would make
I'd love to read the whole law. There was a time when you could read, you could go to the tribunal and read, just report, submitted reports, right?
Yeah.
And you could read through,
and
people
good.
could vote on it, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it'd literally be
they were fun to read.
they were great,
Yeah.
and you would get the in-game currency, it was IP at the time.
Yeah.
And now it's Blue Essence, but it was IP at the time. And you'd get it 10 per review.
Yeah.
And I think you'd get bonus for successful reviews, ones that were actually worth it.
I mean, when you get banned, it still gives you your chat log, hey, this is what
Sure.
this is specific, and those are sometimes funny.
Well, sure.
Those are funny.
Well, yeah, but that's just almost incentivizes
Yeah. Hey, what crazy shit can I say in this game?
The greatest one is when I would be on TikTok, and it's just kids, 10-year-olds, going their high pitched voice, what did I even say to get banned? I'm saying GG, right?
Yeah.
And they're covering up the N-word, everything, everything else.
Yeah, it's always
I mean, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I just said good game.
I said GG.
Yeah.
It's fun explaining video game stuff to my girlfriend.
Yes.
I'll just or honestly anybody who doesn't just any term that is used in that culture besides racial slurs, because that's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah. I wonder why they say that.
But explaining what cheesing is,
Yeah.
or the word meta, GG, WP. When we told Tyler Rogney that people get called monkeys in that game and it's not racial.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that a weird thing to think of?
Yeah.
It's not racial. People get called I don't think they get called that as much anymore, but I did like it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was fun calling people monkeys.
Or apes.
Yeah, or apes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nothing racial.
Yeah.
Just because they play stupid.
Yeah.
Like they're chimps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But no, nowadays I feel like you can't even do that.
No, because then you'll get reported for being racist.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was
People take it too far.
yeah, people are bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I can't play video
Not
games.
us.
Not us.
Well, I actually don't think I've because my account got banned.
Did it?
Yeah, did you know that?
No.
The account that I currently have, right, which is the account that I made when the game literally was in beta, got banned because when the game first came out, you could see the amount of games you've won, normal games, because rank didn't exist.
Yeah.
So it would show your win total, wouldn't show your losses. It would show your left games, right? And my left total was significantly more than the games I had won.
Yeah.
I used to just
it was this. It was funny because when the game first came out, I mean, I was also addicted, and I'm sure that you were the same.
Yeah.
To games that were just quick.
Yeah.
So 40 minutes was a long time to invest into a game,
Yep.
and it's just pass.
I would just leave games, right?
Yeah.
Because you'd be playing like Call of Duty, right, or something around that, honestly at that point it was like Halo because it was like 7th grade. So yeah, I would just quit games all the time if I was doing bad.
If I didn't get fed,
if I didn't play my role, I would just quit. Sometimes I would be playing with friends and I would just quit because I didn't want to play. I'd blame it on my dad. That was also true.
Yeah, your dad would also.
That was also true.
Hey, you got to build this birdhouse outside.
Yeah, and I'd have to quit.
Yeah.
They didn't understand.
Just pause it.
Can't.
Yeah.
Especially back then, they didn't. Online video games were so new that like pausing didn't make any sense.
So you can't pause the game.
So my account got banned, right? And I was so upset because I had the UFO Corky skin.
Yeah.
Which is like you got it for playing beta.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what the? So I had to make. It's the only other account that I still have to this day is that. And then for whatever reason, one day Riot, I got permanently banned. It was like banned, like it was literally like it said like December 22nd, year 2200, like it was like it was just 2222, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna make a new account. And then they just like unbanned everybody. They didn't tell anybody. I just like checked, and it was unbanned. And then I was like, okay, fuck, I can't like. I can't get this account banned again. And since then, I've never been banned again. Never chat restricted. You've been chat restricted, right?
No, I don't actually think I have.
Yeah, you have.
I don't think I have. I've said some vile shit.
You've been chat restricted.
I don't think I have.
No?
No, I don't think that my account has any strikes on it.
I swear I've seen an account have chat restrict on somebody's. Like somebody that we
Craig.
knew. Did he get chat restricted?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He'd have 5 a game. Yeah, I mean, all my friends in Discord are all chat restricted.
Good.
Like, have some.
You know that if they just disabled your team chat but allowed all chat, I think it'd be a healthier game.
Just with only all chat.
Yeah, because like, there's who are you gonna? You're gonna flame your own teammates.
Yeah.
In all chat.
I would.
Like, what would happen?
I would.
Think about that, because now everybody's
Now you got 10 people I can be reporting you.
right.
Yeah, but I'd still do it.
Sure, that's fine.
I'd flame the shit out of it.
I mean, just make it an experiment, right? How much worse or better could it be?
Remember when they were like, "Yeah, voice chat's a good idea."
I still think it might have been. Well, if the game had voice chat from the beginning, do you think it would have been better?
No.
You think it would? Well, yeah, I guess.
I mean,
It might be worse.
those kids would just be spamming like hard R's
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think there's any way to fix that community. I think it's just fucked.
It's a fucked community. It always will be.
They really have tried too. They've been
Yeah.
like, it would be really like an outward push, like
They
let's
banned-
make our community better.
I mean, they banned the #1 content creator, like multiple of them.
Oh, we really went long, huh?
Oh shit.
Yes, they did. But okay, we're done with the league talk. I am out of here.
Later.
Good night.